Hello, and welcome to the second installment of CPTV. My name is Burke.
And I'm Pfaff, and here's some upcoming news and events happening around prep.
March 4th through the 8th, there is no school due to spring break.
And on March 12th, we have an early dismissal due to parent-teacher conferences.
March 20th, there is an 8:35 late start.
In our first story, we have Talacko getting students and teachers' opinions on the new desks and the reason for the new change.
Alright, the desks. Let's talk about the desks. Alright, so you left for Christmas break, and when you came back, poof. All of the desks that you sat in before were gone. Instead, they were replaced with some nice, new, fancy-looking desks. So, what's up with that? So, to start off, let's start by talking to Mr. Joyce Whip in the theology office.
So I did an experiment one day, which I called a day in the life of Johnny Jr. J. I pretended from about 7:15 until about 3:30, I pretended to be a freshman. And I did all the stuff that freshmen do. You know, that was a very revealing experience. Like, look at my desk, right? I got wheels, I got swivels, I can move things up and down. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have that? No. And you're sitting on your booty for a long time. So we wanted a new classroom that allowed students to do that. The thing we kind of landed on was desks and chairs that are separate with casters on them, with rolls, with wheels on the bottom, so they can be easily moved around. We also really wanted, all of our current classrooms are sort of anchored on where the projector is, right? That's always going to be the front of the classroom. We didn't want that. We wanted the whole classroom to be mobile and changeable. From there, it was up to Mr. Pfaff, Father Nysky, do we want to do this? And if we're going to do it, where's the money going to come from?
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
All right, awesome. So the whole process started with the idea that students should be more active when learning. The goal was to make the classroom more of a modular system that they could move around and wasn't really designated to one space or one area of the room. And I think they did a pretty good job at that. Having the new desks in classrooms with group work has actually been pretty helpful. So we no longer have to try and awkwardly move around those clunky desks all around the room. Picking up the desk with the chair was kind of a pain, but now with the new system, we have to move the desk, and then we can move the chair. We don't have to try and juggle around everything else. All right, but anyway, you're probably tired of hearing all that from me, so let's go ahead and hear what some other people have to say.
I actually like the desks because I feel like there's more space in between the desks, and I like how you can swivel the chairs around and like kind of lean back on them more. The desks are definitely a little bit bigger, and I like that part about them. And I think that it does give you a little bit more space and feel like you're just a little more roomy.
So everything is all good, right? Well, not quite. Some students and teachers find the whole setup to be somewhat annoying. Here, take a look.
I think one of my big issues is I used to store my stuff all the time under the desks in the little like cases, I don't know what you call it. But I used to store all my books and stuff under that. So I find it a little annoying now how you have to like pull stuff from if you leave your stuff on the ground, you have to pull it back. It's just a whole thing. It was a lot easier with just having things under the desks.
Well, there you have it. That's what happened to the old desks. And for any of you that are still disappointed, most of the old desks were donated to a number of other schools, including Ron Colley. So, there you go.
For our second story, Andrew Schmaderer dives deep into what being a prep fan means and what athletes think of their fan base.
Well, being a fan basically means going to most, if not all, of the games and having a huge passion for your team, being loud at the games, giving your team that energy that they need to have to perform the best they can. If we see 5 people in the bleachers cheering for us, we're not going to have as much of energy as if we see 50 people cheering for us. I know me as a swimmer, if I'm in the water and I see 50 people cheering for me, I'm going to be motivated and have that energy to swim my best race. I think the biggest attribute of a fan should be being loud. Because when you're loud, I know, especially as a swimmer, I can hear you, and I can be motivated, because when I'm in the water, I can't hear you if you're not loud. So if you're loud, that motivates me, and that also sort of intimidates the other team, that our fans are so loud.
What does it mean to be a fan? I would say being a fan is somebody who loves prep, somebody who supports all programs. I would say that's being a fan. I think being a fan at the games and competitions is important, because I think that brings the school together. I think when there's support for the activities and clubs and sports, and everybody shares in the success those programs have, supporting them daily, and whether we win or lose, if they see somebody being down, pick them up, just be positive in all aspects of what I would say is our daily routine. Just giving us that additional motivation, energy on the court, and then, like I said, when we win, I think it's great for the entire school. It's not just about athletics, it's about the school.
For our next story, I interviewed the robotics team asking for their thoughts on the upcoming season.
This year, we have to take an orange rubber playground ball and a polycarbonate disc, and we have to use the polycarbonate disc to lock a gate on a spaceship-looking contraption. And after the gate locks the rocket ship in place, then we can put the orange balls, which are called cargo, into the spaceship. And we get points based off if we have panels on, and if we have the balls in the rocket, and if we complete a rocket's like storage capacity, then you get bonus points.
Looking forward, the hardest part is probably going to be the intake, because our plan for this year is we have a ball and a hatch. So the hatch panel is just a little disc that's supposed to slide on some tape on the big rocket. So we're going to have the intake split. It's going to hold both of these. We have to have it flipped over, and we're going to have it two-sided. So that, looking forward, that and the pneumatics, which is the air. We have an air compressor and a couple pistons we're going to use to compress the ball once we have it. And we didn't do pneumatics last year, so it'll be a challenge this year.
It wasn't one of those years where I looked immediately and saw an image exactly when I saw it. It started coming, there's little bits and pieces, but it started coming together in my head after a couple days. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to make a fast robot. Last year we were big, clunky, and we could do everything, but we were very slow at it. So this year we trimmed it down and we cut off being able to do the highest goals on the rocket ship and trading it in for being able to do the lower ones and then the middle rocket ship very quickly.
Well, last year we used Eclipse, the Eclipse IDE, but First wants us to move away from that, so they want us to use the Visual Studio Code software. That's what we're doing. Yes, I do. I think we have to chemistry. Everyone's here doing something that they like to do. They enjoy it. We've all known each other for at least a year now, except the freshmen. But we're all getting along and having fun.
For our final story, Aiden and Hruska put together a mixtape for our basketball team, hooping up at districts.
We can reach more time, we can reach new heights. Yeah. Took out and down, how about I rate? No paper ball, watching them tapes, why would I die? You ain't even ride with me, ayy. So wasting my time, cause you know my time is ticking, ayy. Raked up and I'm still the same. Pray to God, take this pain away. Real quick and put them round, so you turn it back to you, they gon' change my ways. All of my homies gon' eat off the plate. You want this car, you ain't getting the chase. I ain't got no time, bringing in faith. Hit on my phone and just acting my pace. Fuck all that thinking and quit with that running. They been talking about it, all y'all talking real bold. Hit the plug like cold. My brother shit me, that's my mode. All y'all acting real cold. Y'all know I won't fold. Dreaming of life fairy tales, best friend to fall. I ain't had no hope, no. All of y'all real cold, all y'all mad I'm the same, all y'all mad I ain't changed, all y'all claiming that fame, honestly don't blame ya, honestly don't blame ya. It's all y'all real fake, yeah. Took out and died, how about a raid, no favorite ball, watching them tapes, why would I die? You ain't even ride with me, yeah. So waste my time.
Thank you for watching this installment of CPTV.
Make sure to like and subscribe down below. See you next time.